Hello, Pisces. This is Susan Miller, and Happy New Year. 2022 is likely to be the best year of your life. This is your emerald year. Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, is going into Pisces. It's starting on December 29th, 2021. And so when you start the new year, he'll already be there and ready to help you. March is going to be a spectacular month for you. The luckiest day of the year is March 5th. If you're born anywhere near March 5th, double your pleasure, double your fun. It's just incredible. Confetti will be falling all over you. But it doesn't really matter what day your birthday falls. This year is going to be spectacular, because Jupiter is moving through all the degrees of Pisces and having gifts for every single birthday in the coming year. Your best months are going to be February through May. You even have Mars going into Pisces this year. And at the end of May 29th, Mars in Pisces will meet with Jupiter. It's just amazing. Actions lead to profits. Something else pretty spectacular is happening. Jupiter will meet with Neptune on April 12th. Those are your two rulers. Before scientists found Neptune, they thought that Jupiter was your ruling planet, the planet meant to take care of you and that fit your sign the best. Modern astrologers look at both to see how your outlook is. Years when Jupiter and Neptune agree with each other, you always do well. But this is more than just agreeing with each other. They're forming a conjunction. A conjunction is the strongest aspect you can get in astrology, and they're meeting in Pisces. This is great. I think you will be at the center of the change in the arts that is going to flourish in this coming year. Many Pisces are creative and imaginative. They work in film or costume design, photography, design, painting, poetry, or the film industry where they write screenplays. If you're in the arts, that conjunction is going to have a very long-term effect on the world, because just as the Spanish flu, when it ended, had an outpouring of artistic expression, after the conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune, the same will happen, but it will look different. And it'll be soft. It'll be beautiful. Remember the Art Deco architecture and how it rippled through fashion and design and jewelry? Everything will be affected, and you will be at the center of all this if you're in a creative field. Oh gosh, there's so many good things. February 17th has Jupiter in Pisces talking to Uranus. So you get a surprise breakthrough. Stay close to me all year. Read everything I write, because this year is your year, Pisces. A year like none other. And the ancients said when Jupiter's in your sign, which you waited 12 years for, it is the very best for meeting your one true love. So if you're single, this is your year. And if you're married or attached, you will be so happy together. And you'll probably take at least one long distance overseas trip. You have so much in store. I'm so happy for you. You've waited a long time for this. Well, this is Susan Miller saying goodbye for now. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Aquarius. This is Susan Miller. And I'm so happy to talk to you, because the year ahead, 2022, will be far better than 2020 or 2021 ever was for you. You are a fixed sign, and the fixed signs were really challenged last year. And To make matters harder, Uranus, your ruler, was in hard aspect to Saturn, your other ancient ruler. So things just didn't fit into place easily for you. And you found you had to work twice as hard to accomplish what you used to do much more quickly. This year is different. I want to draw your attention to February 17th, which is such a good day. On that day, Uranus will talk to Jupiter. It's only happening once. Usually these big, important features of a year happen 2 or 3 times. Not this. This happens once and then not again for many, many years. And Jupiter will be in your house of money. And I think you're going to get an unusual breakthrough, something out of left field, a surprise check that's wired into your account that you find you have to pinch yourself to say, is this real? This is going to be one of your best financial years that you've ever experienced. Jupiter will be in Pisces from December 29th of last year into May 10th of this year. And then he comes back at the end of the year from October 30th to December 20th. So we have 2 big chunks this year where money just keeps coming in. You are a money magnet. And all the money, or most of it, will be predicated on what you did last year. You worked very hard and you had Jupiter in your sign. You were making lucky breaks, but you may not have felt that you were in one of the best years of your life because you were working so hard and Saturn and Uranus were testing you. So it was a complicated year last year, but here's what I want you to think about. All the seeds that you planted last year will start coming up in your garden this year, especially in the first 4.5 months of the year. I love March 5th, the luckiest day of the year. That should be a day when money comes in or you make a good deal with someone and it's win-win for both sides. Oh, it's such a happy time. Then, when Jupiter leaves this temporarily, this area of your chart, it goes into Aries and you start making a lot of contracts and negotiations. You may be starting an entrepreneurial business because Aries is the sign of working for yourself, but not necessarily. You may work for someone else and devise a new product that you will present to the market this coming year. Now here's the part that I'm really excited to tell you. Mars is going into Gemini and your house of true love and romance from August 20th all the way through the first quarter of next year, 2023, March 25th. Finally, I have some of the best love aspects I've ever had to tell Aquarius. I would always find love aspects, but they would be little. This one's big, it's mammoth. So look your best, start dating in August. Maybe you should take a vacation at the end of August or September and start meeting people. You are going to love this influence because love is coming. And if you've already met your one true love, you may have more time together. It looks like you will. And a baby may be part of the picture if that is your wish. It's a great time, Aquarius. Thank you. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye. Hello, Capricorn. I'm really excited to tell you what's coming up in 2022. It's a great year and nothing like the 2 years you've just come through. First of all, you're going to be able to travel this year. You're going to be traveling so much that you may need a new car, which is exciting in its own right. It looks like you've been saving money because last year should have been a good financial year. And with Saturn in that house, which is your ruler, you were, I think, saving money. You may have a special goal that you're putting that money toward this year. It could be toward a car, or it could be toward a house or an apartment, a condo, or if you're young, your first rental. Real estate glows for you. The period where you're going to have the biggest luck with home-related purchases or sales or rentals will be from May 10th all the way to October 30th. And that's really lucky because I once read an article that most people move in warm months. So you're likely to find lots of spaces that you like. Do not settle for anything less than what you're enthusiastic about moving into. Don't say, well, it's okay, I'll take it. No, hold out. Your horoscope says you've waited 12 years for aspects that sparkle this brightly. You get the ideal space in the neighborhood you want. You may spend a little bit more than you had expected to because Jupiter tends to do that, but it will be a place that makes you happy. If you need help from your family, even if they've never helped you before, they are likely to help you this year. Okay, so speak up. Now, Venus will retrograde this year, and that will happen from December 19th last year, December 19th, 2021, through January 29th. It's not that long, but that should not be the time you do Botox, fillers, cut your hair in a radically new way. If you're a guy, don't shave off your beard or start one. Just sit tight and do what you want to do in February. February is a great month, but January, we all just want to lay low. Don't date. You don't want to meet someone new that month. I see you working very hard this year at the end of the year, from August 20th all the way into March 25th, 2023. If you're in your own business, you're going to probably get lots of new customers, lots of new assignments. Sorry. And you will be making money. But there is a period when Mars will retrograde. And this is not the time to advertise, do social media, to do publicity, or to launch a new product or service. Write these dates down. Mars will retrograde from October 30th to January 12th. And that's unfortunate because it's the fall. And most companies come out with new products because of the shopping season for the holidays. You have to get yours out earlier, okay? Oh, by the way, if you find your career stalls a little bit in January, it's because Venus is retrograde and Venus rules your career. It's just temporary. It's just a few weeks. Don't feel that you've done anything wrong. Everything will straighten out and be better. You're going to love this year because I think when your home is beautiful, everything works out and you have so much time to look. And here's one little piece of chocolate to leave you with. On December 20th, 2022, Jupiter comes back to Aries and gives you more time to find that dream house or apartment that becomes your castle. This is great. It's time to think about your private life, dear Capricorn. You've given a lot to your career. Business will be good, not to worry. But spend a lot of time thinking about your private life. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye and Happy New Year, Capricorn. I hope to see you again soon. Hello, Sagittarius. This is Susan Miller, and I'm so excited to tell you about your year ahead. This year, Jupiter is spending times in 2 different signs. Not just Pisces, but also Aries. This is great for you because Jupiter has goodies, because he's the giver of gifts and luck, and he wants to give you things. Guess what? You have some of the best real estate aspects of any sign. Now, December 29th, 2021, last year, Jupiter went into Pisces, and he will stay until May 10th. During that time, it would be great for you to rent a new apartment, buy a house, sell property, get extra property, maybe with the ability to have tenants pay you rent. Maybe you want to have an Airbnb relationship in one of your spare rooms. Your home is where money will funnel into your life. So you think about that. You should have a home office. It would be a good idea. Even if you work for other people, have an office where you can work that is well appointed, that you have everything you need, and that you could do some of your work perhaps at night at home. Or maybe your employer will let you work part-time in the office, part-time home. Home is lucky for you. So is your family. If you need a down payment on a house, let's say you've been saving, but you don't have enough, ask your mother and father for a loan or an outright gift. Many parents will help their children. Now, when Mars goes into Aries, May 10th until October 30th, your house of true love lights up brilliantly like a jumbotron at a sports game. You are going to be so excited because this is going to give you your best chance to have fun and feel the emotional warmth you know you deserve. That will happen, remember, May 10th to October 30th. Those are some warm months. You can go out, you can take a vacation, you can meet people. If you've already met the love of your life, it's a great time to get pregnant, to plan for a baby, or if you have your children, to do things for them, to prepare them for wonderful things that you want to give them. You will be proud of your children during this period. And Jupiter will come back at the end of the year on December 20th and give you months into 2023 to enjoy love. You have a fantastic outlook. Now, I see a lot of emphasis on partners. You may be getting engaged and planning a big wedding. Something is focusing you on your romantic or business relationship. And that happens from the end of October all the way until March 25th, because Mars will be in Gemini. But it will be retrograde. Actually, it's going to be in Gemini longer than that. It will be in from August 20th to March 25th. But for a smaller period, from October 30th to January 12th, Mars will be retrograde. So you may not be, syncing well with your partner, finding agreement. If you do, just know that goes away. It's temporary. Okay? I think you have some plans up your sleeve with your partner. And if you don't want to use it for love, you can use it for business. It's a great time to start talking to a business partner. Okay? This is a wonderful year ahead. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye. And I look forward to telling you more as we proceed. And thank you. Hello, Scorpio. I'm so excited to tell you your year ahead, 2022, is going to be sensational. You won the cosmic jackpot because you have the best love aspects of any sign. You have the number one aspect that even the ancient astrologers talked about, and it was Jupiter in your 5th house of true love. This is the first time in 12 years that you've had this planet in that house. So if you're single, look your best, find ways to refresh your appearance, because this is the year you're probably going to meet the one for you. The best day will be the luckiest day of the year. The best day will be March 5th, when Jupiter meets with the Sun in your house of true love. From the end of February through the first 3 weeks of March, you are probably on cloud 9. Now, if you're already in love, if you've met the one for you, you may be dating steadily, you may be married. This year you could have a baby, because the 5th house of love is also the house of pregnancy, birth, and the care for children. It doesn't matter what age your children are. It's the love you give them and the surprises you present and the things you do for them to take care of them. So this is a great year to have a baby if you're thinking of doing that. Things should go well. You'd likely have a happy baby. And mother would certainly be happy, so would father. But if you're not interested in having a baby, some people are not, the same house is the house of creativity. And you will be super creative in 2022. So if you're paid for your ideas, you get started sketching and writing them down, because the world is listening and they want to know what you have to say. Okay, others will be interested and likely pay you well. Okay, now talking about money, I don't know why you will be obsessed with money from August 20th all the way until March 25th of 2023. That's a period of 7 months. You say, well, why would that be? Well, Mars is going through your house of other people's money during that time. Now, if you're having a divorce, that would explain why there's so much negotiation or focus on money. And if you are meeting with your soon-to-be ex-husband or wife, do it at the end of August. September is a little funny because Mercury is retrograde, but October will be good. The beginning of October, not the end. Sometimes Mars brings arguments, but it certainly brings focus. By March, you should have the goal of being finished. If it's an easy division of property at the end of a marriage, then it would probably happen much faster. This could happen at the end of a business too, where you're trying to find the fair amount for each partner in the business. But you will be doing a lot of investments and discussions about taxes and things like that. Write this down. May 3rd is a fabulous day for you, because Jupiter in Pisces, which gets along great with Scorpio, will be meeting with your ruler. There's what we call a sextile. That's an opportunity. And that's a day where you could do very, very well financially. Okay, there are so many days in 2022 that are great. Not like last year where there were very few. So be excited. I can't wait to tell you more details about 2022. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye for now. Thank you, Scorpio. Hello, Libra. This is Susan Miller, and I have so much good news for you for your year ahead, 2022. This is not going to be a year like we've just come through, 2020 or 2021. This one is different and happy and gives us little goodies all the way through, especially in the first 5 months of the year. Now, Jupiter has left Aquarius on December 29th, 2021, and Jupiter is the giver of gifts and luck, and he's entered your house of health and assignments. If you're in your own business, this is great because business will be brisk and consistent, and you'll even be able to find people to hire, which sometimes is not so easy. Your health will improve too, which is always good news because there's nothing more important than your health. Assignments will keep rolling in. But I do have to give you a warning about January. On December 19th last year, December 19th, 2021, Venus went retrograde. And Venus is your ruling planet. It's the planet that's supposed to take good care of you. But Venus will be sleeping from December 19th until January 29th. So January is not a good month to launch anything new. Also, when Venus retrogrades, it's not a good time to start a new love relationship because Venus is affection. It's love. And love is limited when Venus retrogrades. Also, Venus rules good looks. So you don't want to do Botox or fillers in January. Starting December 19th to January 29th, you have to stay away from that. Don't cut your hair short if it's long or vice versa. And if you're a guy, don't shave off your beard. People won't recognize you. Take it slow. Wait until February. And also, if you're getting engaged, Venus rules diamonds and emeralds and rubies and all the precious gems. So don't go shopping for an engagement ring in January. Okay, you want to wait. Now, the good news is Mars is going to be in Gemini for a very long time, from August 20th all the way into next year till March 28th. March 25th. That's very long. And that means you'll be traveling a long distance frequently. You'll be getting on and off planes, and it'll be fun and exciting. You may be seeing your sister or brother for some reason. I'm not sure why. And why do I say that? Because Gemini rules siblings. Now let's talk about the middle of the year, when Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, goes into Aries. Well, that is from May 10th until October 30th. And that's when your marriage will glow. If you're getting married, this is great. Best year in 12 years to get married. Wonderful year. And if you haven't met anyone that you want to marry, look your best every day because you will meet what we call marriage material. Your partner will do well if you're already married. He will prosper, and you'll be able to travel together and do things together. You may plan to have a baby because you'll be doing so well. You can think about that. Okay, and it looks like your partner's self-employed, and if so, it was a good idea because he'll do very well. You have so much to look forward to this year. So that's all for now. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye, but be excited, dear Libra. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, Virgo. This is Susan Miller, and I have so much good news for you for your year ahead 2022. The coming year isn't going to be anything like the 2 years you've just been through. It's a much better year. First of all, Jupiter enters Pisces on December 29th, 2021, which passed, and it will stay in Pisces the first 4.5 months until May 10th. That makes you, Virgo, the most likely sign to get married during that period. Now, if you say you're already married, then your partner will do well and you'll both benefit and you'll have more options of things to do together. And you probably will travel this year. Jupiter will come back to Pisces and your marriage and partnership sign on October 30th to stay until December 20th. And again, you will be the outstanding marriage sign. Now, if you say, well, is there another way I can use this? The answer is yes. You can form very, very prosperous business partnerships during the periods I just outlined. Now, when the sun enters Aries, which follows Pisces, from May 10th to October 30th, you are going to make incredible amounts of money. It is such a prosperous year for you. And Jupiter in Aries is coming back on December 20th to stay for several months in 2023. So work hard this year because the money is coming. You may not have seen it yet, but you will. I'm very excited about your outlook. There's more. Mars is going to stay in Gemini a very long time, which I mentioned in the introduction. It goes in August 20th and stays until March 28th. That's 7 months. Mars usually stays in the sign 6 weeks, not 7 months. And Mars brings lots of energy. He's called the high octane planet, like the gas you put in your car to make it go. Mars is going to shine a spotlight on you and your work all the way through that period. But there is a time that Mars will retrograde and go to sleep. And when Mars is sleeping, he's not easy to work with. So if, let's say, for example, you're opening a business, you want to get your publicity at the end of August, September, or early October. Then you wait while Mars goes retrograde from the very end of October through January 12th. You just lay low. Then you start it up again from the middle of January to the end of March 2023. That's when you'll get the best publicity, make the most money, and feel the most satisfied about how your career is going. I'd like you to take a look at March 5th, a wonderful time to get married or engaged. I would say married. It's deliriously happy. If you're negotiating a contract, I would like you to do it around May 3rd. Things look awfully good for you. Any kind of negotiation reaches a peak on May 3rd. You have so much to look forward to. Let's meet again as the year goes on. And thank you. Hello, Leo. This is Susan Miller, and I'm so excited about your year ahead, 2022. You have a big financial year coming up, and it's going to start the minute the year begins. It's due to Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, moving into Pisces and your house of other people's money. This happens on December 29th of last year, 2021, and stays there until May 10th. But then it will come back at the end of the year, October 30th until December 20th. So you have 2 parts of the year where you can see fantastic money, because Jupiter, the great good fortune planet, has not been in this part of your chart for 12 years. Okay, so this is special. Okay, now One day that I'd like you to pay attention to is March 5th. You are ruled by the sun, and on March 5th, which is the luckiest day of the year, Jupiter will meet with the sun in Pisces in your financial house. That should be a wonderful day to make a negotiated deal. And all the days leading up to March 5th are excellent. Now you might say, what happens when Jupiter leaves? Well, you have more good things coming. Jupiter will be in Aries, and it will fill your 9th house of foreign people, foreign places, foreign markets, relationships with foreign people, and they're fantastic. This same house rules the media. So if you write for a living or are a producer and make television shows or podcasts, you should do well as well, because that communication area, it will be glowing for you from May 10th until October 30th. Also, if you're going back to college or graduate school or earning your PhD, oh, this is a great year. You should ask for a scholarship or financial aid because you're likely to get it. Well, talking about shopping for money, if you need venture capital for a new business, I would like you to really work hard in February, March, and April, and maybe the first week in May. That's when you're likely to get the money that you're looking for. Now, Mars is going into Gemini for 7 months. That's a lot for Mars. Mars usually just stays 6 weeks. And having Mars in any part of the chart is like having 20 cups of coffee. It's very stimulating. For you, it will be the house of friendship, social groups, charities. You're going to be getting out more. I know in the past 2 years, you've been really working hard, and socializing was the last thing on your list. But this year, it will be good for you to get out. Now, when Mars retrogrades from October 28th until January 12th, that's when you may run into some old friends. I do not want you to launch a new product or service or start a new job when Mars is retrograde. That's the very end of October all the way through January 12th. Mars teaches you how to compete. And when Mars is retrograde and sleeping, it's harder to compete and be the best. So get a lot of things done in the early part of the year, and then plan to have fun when Mars is in Gemini, and you'll be able to see so many people and make new friends. Among them may be a romantic interest. We have to wait and see, but it's good for you. Thank you, dear Leo, for joining me today. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye. Hello, Cancer. This is Susan Miller, and I have a fabulous forecast for you for the year 2022. This is going to be one of your favorite years, and it's nothing like 2020 or 2021. It's different, and it sparkles. The year opens with Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, in Pisces. It goes in right at the end of 2021 on December 29th, and it stays all the way to May 10th. And during that time, you have so much luck with foreign people, foreign places, foreign markets. If you work for a company that's based, its headquarters in another country, this firm will be very lucky for you. You may travel this year. We have to see how the pandemic goes, but you have great aspects for long distance travel. And if you go with Jupiter in Pisces, you will have beautiful accommodations. If you're going back to graduate school, this is very lucky for you too, because the same area of your chart that rules foreign people, foreign places, rules education. You say, why is that? I asked that question too. Well, when I was studying, the ancient astrologers felt that travel was the best education possible, especially long distance travel, where you could get to meet people from different cultures. So going back to college is definitely in your forecast, and that could be graduate school, or if you're presenting your thesis, it's a great year to be doing it because you're likely to get your PhD. Also, I have more good news. You might say, well, after May 10th, what happens? Jupiter goes into Aries and your house of honors, awards, achievement, fame for the first time in 12 years. And you're going to have that wonderful planet, Jupiter, from May 10th to October 28th. That's many months. Lots of time to make your mark on the world, for people to get to know your work and your reputation. There's more good news. From October 29th until December 20th, Jupiter comes back to Pisces. Now the first month he's retrograde, so he's a little sluggish, a little tired. But at the third week in November, he gets more energetic. And he stays in Pisces until December 20th. And that's when you'll do well again with foreign people, foreign places, foreign markets. Also the college market will be very good for you. Yes, you have an amazing forecast. Also, if you're a journalist or write for a living or speak or do production, that period when Jupiter's in Pisces in the first 4.5 months in the year, and then again in mainly November and most of December, that's when you'll do best with the media, whether you're giving publicity, hoping to get publicity, I should say, or writing or producing the segment for television. So you really have one of the best charts. Romance will come. You'll just be happy. You'll be making money. You'll have options. And you'll have some exciting experiences in 2020. Thank you for joining me today. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye for now. Hello, Gemini. You have an exciting year ahead, 2022. I want you to jot these dates down because they're super important. Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, is going into Pisces at the very tip top of your chart, where the 12 would be on a round clock. What does that mean? The house that Jupiter is entering into is the house of honors, awards, achievement, fame for your career. This is going to be your biggest career year of your life. You had something like this 12 years ago, but you were younger. Now you have more experience, so you can go higher. Now the dates that Jupiter will spend in this house extend from December 29th, 2001, it goes in right at the end of the year, and stays until May 10th. Then Jupiter goes into Aries, and I'll discuss that in a minute, but he comes back to Pisces and stays from October 30th all the way to December 20th. Now Jupiter will be retrograde in the first month from the end of October through a lot of November until about the third week. So your sweetest period at the end of the year will be end of November through the first 3 weeks of December. Then you have to give other people a chance with Jupiter, so you have to wave goodbye, and he'll be back 12 years from now. I know there's a siren outside, but I'm in New York City and they're always outside making noise. Something else is happening that is vital for you. Mars is going into Gemini on August 20th. And it's going to stay until March 25th, 2023. That's 7 months. That never happens. Mars usually stays in a sign 6 or 7 weeks, not 7 months. When you have Mars in your sign, you are the leader. People listen to you. You get your way. You make progress. Now you're being skeptical. Why is Mars staying in my sign so long? Well, he is going to retrograde. He will retrograde from October 30th to January 12th. And you won't make a lot of progress then. As a matter of fact, you may have to do things over. You may have to find the flaws in a project and fix them. But that's part of the process. We all have to do that all the time. And I'm sure you already know that. Just know that when you have Mars in your sign, people notice you, they admire you, you're lit with 100 points of light, and people are drawn to you. You'll have tremendous magnetism. Okay, so this is a great year coming for you. Dear Gemini, you've waited a long time for this. I know I'm losing my voice, but I'm so excited to tell you this. Also, the luckiest day of the year is March 5th, and that's when you may have a huge career breakthrough and also a personal breakthrough. Something dear to your heart may happen then. Okay, remember that date. The first week in March really is spectacular. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today. Hello, Taurus. I'm happy to tell you all about your year ahead, 2022. This is going to be a very happy year. Last year, you worked a lot on your professional life, on your career. This year, it's not what you know, but who you know. And it would be wise for you to join a club, a group, or even a charity or humanitarian effort, because you would make new friends. And your goal this year is to expand your base, get to know more people. This year, Jupiter will be in the house of friendship, but the same house, the 11th house of the horoscope, rules profits made from efforts done last year. So you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. Also, you have Saturn in your house of career, so you're working very hard to establish yourself in a new arena. And you will be successful at it as long as you focus and listen to Saturn's demands. He can be like a drill sergeant in the army. He can be difficult. However, he will bring out the best in you. You had Saturn last year, so you already got a taste of him in 2021. The difference is Jupiter, the giver of gifts and luck, was with him last year, and now Jupiter's moved into your house of friendship. But your friends will help you reach your goals. Be sure to share your dreams with your friends. You know, in ancient Greek mythology and the Hellenistic period, way back when Plato walked the land and Socrates, they called the 11th house the house of joy. It's one of the nicest houses of the whole horoscope. So you really have a lot to look forward to. Now, on February 17th, Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus will talk to each other. in a very friendly way, and you could have a breakthrough. But I think it would be triggered by a friend or someone you know only casually from a group that you belong to. So that's another reason for you to join a social club or a professional club or a charity or humanitarian effort. This year, Jupiter is trading places with Pisces, and on May 10th, Jupiter will leave the house of friendship and go into the most hidden part of your chart, the 12th house. And the 12th house is great for doing work by yourself in solitude, getting a lot of research done. If you want to write a book, that's when you want to hunker down and write that book or that screenplay. Okay? So you'll be focused on something, but you won't be out in the public. You will be preparing to launch something wonderful in 2023, which will be an even better year than 2022. You have so much to look forward to, Taurus. I love the aspects you have. And also, on the luckiest day of the year, March 5th, you may go to a party or give one, or you may give a benefit to help a charity you believe in. Just keep that date in mind, March 5th. Okay, and also, before we get to March 5th, and I've written everything down here, February 17th gives you reason for hope. You begin to see that you're making breakthroughs. And that's really exciting. And prosperity is going to be very good May 3rd, when Jupiter and Pluto begin speaking to each other. If you're in a negotiation, you're going to reach a high point. You won't be able to go any higher after May 3rd. Okay, but you'll be happy with how things go. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye for now. Hello, Aries. I'm so excited to tell you about your year ahead. The year ahead, 2022, should be one of the best years of your life. Now, I know in the introduction, I talked about Jupiter going into Pisces, and it's true. However, once you get to May 10, Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, will move into Aries for the first time in 12 years. And he'll stay in Aries until October 28th. There's more good news. On October 28th, he goes back into Pisces, but then comes back to your sign on December 20th, 2022, to stay for several more months straight into 2023. You have a very long and happy forecast for the coming months and 2 years. So this is important. Now, I had mentioned in the introduction that Mars will go retrograde. This is important for you to watch because Mars is your ruling planet. What's a ruling planet? Every sign has a planet that's designated to take good care of each sign. And for you, that's Mars. But Mars will retrograde from October 30th to January 12th. This is not the time to start anything new. Not a new relationship, not a new business, not a new product or service. You want to get things done. I would say in the second half of May, June, July, August. Mercury's retrograde in September, but you still have Jupiter taking care of you. Okay, you want to stay away from Mars retrograde at the end of October. Okay, so if you're going to start a business or get married or take an important trip, whether it's for pleasure or for business, you want to avoid October 30th all the way to January 12th. Now, Mars will stay in Gemini from August 20th to March 25th, 2023. And that part of your chart is going to light up for 7 months. That's your house of sisters and brothers, so you may have a lot doing with one of your siblings or a cousin, or you may be traveling a lot during that period, but not far, small trips. I don't know if you'll be seeing friends or family, or maybe you'll be doing it for business, but you may need a new car, okay? In terms of prosperity, all the seeds that you plant from the middle of May to the end of October are going to be the projects and ventures that come up in your garden and give you a great harvest in 2023 after May 16th of next year. Okay, this is good to know. In terms of love, when Jupiter's in Aries, it's the best you can get to meet your one true love. And if you've already met your one true love, to have fun together. You'll have options and money is coming. You have a fantastic forecast, dear Aries. This is Susan Miller saying goodbye.